I honestly think that the final season of The Boys and the final season of Stranger Things coming out so close together will finally be the wake-up call for just Hollywood in general that the current TV formula is not working. Feeling the need to stick to that 8-episode formula is just something that has fucked over both of these shows, and it is very clear that is one of the main reasons why. If we're being honest, this should have been a wake-up call when Game of Thrones fucked up, because you can see that the final 2 seasons where the show fell off. Don't let this graph deceive you. Season 7 is also not very good. But if those final 2 seasons had like 10 episodes like the rest of the show, maybe things wouldn't have seemed as rushed. It still wouldn't have been the greatest, obviously, but like, you know, maybe Daenerys committing mass genocide wouldn't have felt like it came completely out of nowhere. Now, Stranger Things as a show, I still think would have been flawed with more episodes. I don't hate the final season, actually. I do think it's very flawed, obviously, but I can't help but think that it would have been significantly better if they had 10 to 13 episodes. How is the final episode 2 hours long and the final battle of the entire series felt rushed? That is crazy. When it comes to The Boys, it is the exact same thing. No one would have a problem with episodes that feel, you know, less important, I guess. If the show had, I don't know, more episodes, I can certainly imagine that this entire season would have been much better received by the fans if this was a 13-episode season. Because this being the end of episode 7, imagine that was 7 out of 13. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? The fans of the show might have forgiven them dicking around, like having Sheline and Dognot sniff each other's assholes, wasting time in the penultimate episode. But yeah, this moment, which would be the turning point, is like, okay, no, now is lock-in mode. Now we're in final season territory. You know what I mean? Having episodes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, having 6 more episodes. That's what it feels like we would have needed. The reason why I'm choosing to compare these 2 shows in particular is, for one, the final seasons came out kind of close, but also the fact that these are some of the few shows that have reached a level that is like beyond, you know, some like niche show. Like, no, these are very popular TV shows that like almost everyone is watching. They're the most popular show as they are airing. That is a luxury that not many shows can get. Like, Game of Thrones had that stat, but now every time when someone recommends Game of Thrones, they always say, oh, it's the greatest show ever, until the ending. The ending is terrible. You're gonna hate the end. Literally the only show that has that status, but also has the luxury of having a great ending. Like, you can literally recommend this show and it's like, oh yeah, the ending's fantastic, all the seasons are great, is Breaking Bad. And what is the one thing that Breaking Bad has that those other shows don't, that those other final seasons don't? It has enough fucking episodes in the final season. In fact, the final season is the longest one with 16 episodes. Now, yes, the writing also was at its peak in the final season. That is the main contributing factor. However, I do think that, like, it's not a coincidence that show had more episodes of the final season than any of those other shows. That definitely helps with it. Listen, I understand some of these seasons probably only needed 8 episodes, but to me, it doesn't make sense why every single season had to be in that exact format. Both of these shows' final seasons would have greatly improved if they were given more time. I think literally everyone could agree with this, because, like, come on now, like abolish that format. Come on.